A warm greeting. Today is August 29th, 2024, and this is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 8 a.m. local time in the Eastern Caribbean, where we need to start closely monitoring the disturbance we've been tracking, which is currently located midway between the Caribbean and Africa. This disturbance is associated with a tropical wave, and this morning, the National Hurricane Center has increased the chances of cyclonic development to 40% as it moves westward. I decided to record this video because there have been significant changes in the projections of global models, where virtually all of them now predict the development of a tropical storm early next week as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. If you had the chance to watch the video I recorded last night, I mentioned that global models sometimes struggle to assimilate this type of development associated with the intertropical convergence zone. I also mentioned that conditions would be at least marginally favorable for development, and after several runs where no model showed development, this morning, they have all agreed on developing this disturbance before it reaches the Caribbean. This definitely represents a significant change, and is the main reason why the National Hurricane Center has increased the chances of development to 40% over the next 7 days. It is important for residents of the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Jamaica, to closely monitor the evolution of this disturbance. Remember that until we have a more consolidated system, the model projections will keep changing. I ask for your patience over the coming days. Let's briefly review the latest runs of the global models. Let's start with the American model, the GFS. Notice that it already develops a tropical depression and tropical storm south of Puerto Rico by Tuesday or Wednesday, and then shows a strengthening process as it passes south of the Dominican Republic. By Thursday, this model shows a strong tropical storm moving about 250 kilometers south of Santo Domingo. But since this is a long-term forecast, some changes are expected in the coming days, either towards a more northerly or southerly track. This uncertainty is completely normal in disturbances that are not yet tropical cyclones. Let's look at the projection of the European model. It also aligns very well with the GFS model, showing a path south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. It also shows a tropical storm impacting the Lesser Antilles between Monday and Tuesday of next week. Unlike the GFS model, the European model rapidly strengthens this potential future cyclone and shows a hurricane south of the Dominican Republic. Remember that the European model is quite conservative in terms of intensity, so the fact that it shows a hurricane over the Eastern Caribbean means that conditions in this area could be quite favorable for strengthening. We also have the German model, which also shows a strong tropical storm passing south of Puerto Rico by Wednesday or Thursday of next week. The UK model shows a tropical storm passing over the northern Lesser Antilles and just south of Puerto Rico between Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. In general, you can see that the 4 best global models we use to project tropical cyclones show the development of this disturbance, and if this trend continues, the National Hurricane Center will likely continue to increase the chances of development as well. Remember, there is still some uncertainty in its track. What we do know is that it is very likely to affect some of the Lesser Antilles Islands. There is still uncertainty about whether it will move over the islands to the north or further south, and greater uncertainty remains about whether it will pass south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, or if it could take a more northerly track. Here, the ensemble members of the GFS model show the different scenarios, ranging from a more southerly track over the Caribbean Sea to a more northwesterly track passing near the northeastern Caribbean. Additionally, notice that many of them depict a hurricane, so the chances of having a hurricane in the eastern Caribbean region are also increasing. In comparison, look at the ensemble members of the European model. In the latest run, most of them show a disturbance passing south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, but strengthening into a hurricane in about 6 to 7 days. However, you can also see another scenario in which it could take a slightly more northerly track, crossing near or over Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Again, the great uncertainty in its future track is evident due to the dependency on where that center of circulation consolidates. In terms of probability, the European model shows a 60 to 70% chance of developing a tropical depression just east of the Lesser Antilles. Here at Hurricane Info, I will continue to monitor the evolution of this disturbance and the projections of the global models. Stay tuned. Later today or tonight, I will be recording another video, so I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video, click on the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell to receive notifications when I post new videos. I hope everyone has an excellent day.